Hi, welcome back. If you're still listening to our story, Wayside School, then I hope you're enjoying it. And I also hope you're enjoying your summer because I'm currently recording this on June 1st. So I hope that you are having fun and relaxing, but still reading at the same time. All right, today we're going to read chapters 19, 20, and 21. So, chapter 19. Miss Zarves. Now think for a second, what do you remember about Miss Zarves? We heard her mentioned before. I'm going to show you chapter 19. There is no Miss Zarves. There is no 19th story. Sorry. Chapter 20. Kathy. Kathy doesn't like you. She doesn't know you. But she still doesn't like you. She thinks you're not smart. In fact, she thinks you are the stupidest person she doesn't know. What do you think of that? She also thinks you're ugly. As a matter of fact, she thinks you are the ugliest person she doesn't know. And she doesn't know a lot of people. Now remember, boys and girls, we obviously would not say that people are stupid or ugly, but this is just a story for fun, so keep that in mind, okay? She doesn't like the people she knows either. She hates everybody in Mrs. Jewls' class. She did like one member of the class. She liked Sammy. She thought he was funny. Do you remember who Sammy was? Sammy was a dead rat. But Kathy has good reasons for not liking any of the children she knows. She doesn't like DJ because he smiles too much. She doesn't like John because he can't stand on his head. Kathy once had a cat named Skunks. She liked Skunks, but she was afraid that Skunks would run away. You have nothing to worry about, Kathy, said Mrs. Jewls. Skunks won't run away. Just be nice to him and feed him and pet him, and he won't run away. He may go out and play, but he'll always come back. No, you're wrong, Mrs. Jewls, said Kathy. What do you know? He will run away. So Kathy kept Skunks locked up in her closet at home. She never let him out, and sometimes she even forgot to feed him. One day, while Kathy was looking for her other shoe, Skunks ran out of the closet and never came back. You said he would come back, Mrs. Jewls, said Kathy. He never came back. You were wrong. I was right. That was why Kathy didn't like Mrs. Jewls. The next time I get a cat, I'll kill him. Then he'll never run away, said Kathy. Then there was the time that Damien tried to teach Kathy how to play catch. Damien said, When I throw the ball, Kathy, try to catch it. I can't catch it, said Kathy. I'll just get hurt. You won't get hurt, Damien said. Just watch the ball. He tossed it to her. But Kathy knew she'd get hurt, so she closed her eyes, and the ball hit her right on the face. It hurt. Kathy began to cry. You were wrong, Damien, she sobbed. I was right. So that's why Kathy didn't like Damien. Allison believes that if you are nice to someone, then they'll be nice to you back. So one day she brought Kathy a cookie. I don't want your ugly cookie, said Kathy. It probably tastes horrible. Allison said, No, it's really very good. I made it myself. Kathy said, If you made it, then it must stink. You can't cook. You're too stupid. She just put the cookie in her desk, along with her pencils, crayons, and books. 3 weeks later, Kathy was hungry. All right, Allison, she said. I'll try your stupid cookie. How do you think it's going to taste? She took it out of her desk. It was covered with dust. She took a bite. It was hard and it tasted horrible. See, said Kathy, I was right. That's why Kathy didn't like Allison. Yes, Kathy had very good reasons for not liking anybody that she knew. But she also has a good reason for not liking you. and she doesn't even know you. Her reason is this. She knows that if you ever met her, you wouldn't like her. You don't like Kathy, do you? See, she was right. It's funny how a person can be right all the time and still be wrong. Chapter 21, Ron. Ron had curly hair and little feet. I want to play kickball, he said. You can't play, said Terrence. Get out of here, said Dee Dee. Scram, said Jason. I want to play kickball, said Ron. Well, you're not playing, said Terrence. Beat it. Ron stomped across the playground to the hopscotch area. Jenny was playing hopscotch with Lewis. Jenny was on 9. Lewis was still on 4. But it was his turn. I want to play kickball, Ron said. So go play kickball, said Lewis. Terrence won't let me play, said Ron. Lewis walked with Ron to the kickball field. Hey, what about our hopscotch game? Jenny asked. You won, said Lewis. I just beat Lewis in hopscotch, Jenny announced. Leslie, Rondi, and Allison flocked around her. Hey, Lewis, Damien shouted. Do you want to play kickball? All right, said Lewis. Ron and I will both play with you. No, said Terrence. Ron isn't playing. Anyone who wants to play can play, said Lewis. But he can't, said Terrence. It's my ball. It isn't your ball, said Lewis. You gave it to me, said Terrence. I gave it to you to share, said Lewis. If you can't share, you can't have it. Oh, all right, said Terrence, but I get to pitch. Ron and I will stand against everybody, Lewis announced. All right, said Jason, we'll kill him. We'll murder him, said Dee Dee. We'll smash him, said Myron. We'll see, said Lewis. Right now I want you to think, who do you think will win this game? Sorry if you can hear my dogs barking upstairs. Ron pitched, and Lewis played the other 8 positions. 20 minutes later, they finally got 3 outs. The score was 21-0. Ron was up first. Infield in, shouted Damien. Everybody came in and stood within 10 feet of home plate. All right, Ron, Lewis shouted. Kick it over their heads. Ron kicked the ball only 3.5 feet. Todd picked it up and threw him out. Lewis was up next. Everybody ran back to the edge of the outfield. Still, Lewis kicked the ball over their heads for a home run. Everybody ran all the way back in again for Ron's turn. He kicked the ball only 2 feet this time. Dee Dee tagged him out. Lewis kicked another home run. Ron then kicked the ball 1 foot and tripped over it on his way to first base. 3 outs. Ron and Lewis held the other team only 5 runs in the next inning. That was because the bell rang. Lunch was finally over. Lewis and Ron lost 26-2. Ron had had a wonderful time, though. The next day, Ron said, I want to play kickball. You can't play, said Terrence. Get out of here, said Jason. Scram, said Dee Dee. I want to play kickball, Ron told Lewis. Lewis walked with him to the kickball field. Ron and I will stand all of you. Everybody liked the teams again. Ron pitched while Lewis played the other 8 positions. They lost 57-2. After the game, Lewis took Ron aside. Listen, Ron, he said, why do you always want to play kickball? You can't kick, you can't field, you can't even run to first base. You just get smashed every game. Hey, now wait a second, said Ron. Don't you go blaming it all on me. You're half the team, you know. And with that, he punched Lewis in the stomach. And he punched a heck of a lot harder than he kicked. All right, guys, I know that was a little shorter today, but again, I hope you're having a great summer. Make sure you're reading and enjoying the warm sunshine.